my name is Natalie. So today I'm going to show you a simple 4-strand braid today. Something that's really good for the summer. Braids are really big right now. It's something that was on the runway a lot during Fashion Week and everything. So definitely something that's going to be making a strong comeback again this summer. One of the things that I like to use whenever I'm doing braids is my Big Sexy Hair Volumizing Spray Shampoo. I like this because it actually gives the hair a little bit of a rougher texture, so you can actually braid and manipulate the braid to how you want it for the actual updo, and it doesn't get sticky like hairspray. So it's definitely something that I would suggest using whenever you do updos. That way you'll have less redos. So I had already shampooed and conditioned Monica's hair with our Healthy Sexy Hair. And I just sprayed some of my dry shampoo all over. One of the things to remember when you're using dry shampoo is you have to make sure you shake it really well. A lot of the stuff that's in the bottle is on the bottom, so you need to make sure that shaking actually distributes the product in the can, so that when you do spray it on your client, that it actually does what it's supposed to instead of getting sticky. If you see a white residue on it, it's probably because you were spraying too close to your client or because it wasn't shaken enough. Hairsprays, dry shampoos, all of that, definitely whenever you're using them on your client, especially whenever they buy this as well, you want to make sure that they know that at least 6 inches from their hair. I've seen a lot of clients just come up and do this number super close to their hair, and they're like, my hairspray or my dry shampoo gets really sticky. I always ask my clients to show me how they use something. So definitely make sure that whenever they do buy a product from you, make sure you even show them when they're sitting in your chair. You don't need to be that close to hair. 6 inches is good. So what I'm going to do is separate Monica's hair. I like to go from where the person's natural part is, only because it's a lot easier on them. They're used to seeing their hair parted a certain way, so if you try to do something different, even if they bring in a picture for you, I definitely always try to make their part where their part naturally is, because it actually will make them a lot happier. You'll be a lot happier, and you'll have a less redos while you're doing an updo as well. So Monica has a deep side part, so I'm taking this one section on the top of her ear, and you're going to braid pretty tightly. You don't want to have any loops in the hair. You want to make sure that everything's all nice and shiny and smoothed down whenever you are doing this, because it's going to help you whenever you're fastening her braids as well. I'm just using tiny little rubber bands right now. Clear ones are a lot easier. I like to use what I call bungees when I'm doing certain updos on people. What they are is like an elastic with like a little bungee on the end of it. I definitely like to use these when I'm doing a lot of updos because there's less stress on the hair, and especially if you have clients that have extensions or somebody who has a lot of thick hair, they tend to use things that are kind of bad for their hair and they rip their hair out. So these are definitely something that is good for your client because it's going to help protect the integrity of their hair. But because I didn't have but just one of them, I'm using rubber bands today. So I'm just going to come down the center and make my other braid. I love braids, they're so awesome. I've been seeing them all over New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week. Definitely a big spring and summer comeback again. And it's something easy, something that your client can do at home, something you can teach their clients, so that they can just do something fun. A lot of the times, instead of just putting your hair in a ponytail, it's fun to put a braid in your hair instead. Okay. Especially when you have little hairs like here in the front, that's in her fringe. I definitely like using the dry shampoo because it actually helps to kind of roughen those little bangs up so that they actually want to go into the braid versus you trying to pull and tug on them and them not cooperating with you. I use pomade sometimes as well. I only like using it after I do a style or an updo, maybe to give shine in an area. I don't like to use it beforehand because it makes some hair types greasy. You definitely have to know how much product to use whenever you're putting it on certain clients. But for me, definitely like the dry shampoo a lot better. I'm addicted to it. Especially ours. Ours is amazing. Okay, so I have all 4 of her braids done. So what I like to do before I start placing my braids where I want them to go is I just like to take each braid and kind of spray it with just a little bit of the dry shampoo. For me, it's like a little trick to keep everything down, to keep everything kind of smooth and in its place so that I can easier manipulate the braids to where I want them to go. Okay, so we're going to start with this first braid. And when you're doing stuff like this, I definitely suggest going under. You don't want to go over, you want to go under the braid before it. And the whole reason why you want to go under is because not only are we hiding bobby pins, but we're hiding rubber bands as well. You don't want the rubber band to show, even though they're clear and it's something that she won't see. What if somebody takes a picture of the back of her head and they're like, hey, what's that? Another thing to remember whenever you're using bobby pins, a lot of the time as stylists, sometimes we tend to use them the wrong way. But a bobby pin was actually made to be used with the ridges on the bottom. The ridges should always be on the bottom because they're what's actually going to hold the hair. They actually keep the hair stable in your style. The top part is the flat part. A lot of the times I've told stylists this and they're like, oh my god, I didn't know that. I can use one bobby pin in my hair and hold it. So goes to show you that if you use bobby pins the right way, you're definitely going to use a lot fewer of them and get better hold in your style. So a lot of the times when I'm putting bobby pins in, especially like this, so I want to make sure that the ridges are on the bottom to help me. You're going to use it with the ridges pointing towards you first. I like to go up into the hair and then come down. Not only are you going to make sure that it's secure, but she's going to tell you later on if she's dancing or something, she was just like, my hair was secure the entire night, and that's because you used the bobby pin the right way. Also, bobby pins are not supposed to be opened when you use them. Bobby pins are supposed to stay closed when you use them. Just some little helpful tips that I've learned over the past 16 years. Done a lot of these, especially if you do a lot of weddings. The easier, the better. So I took this second braid and I kind of just manipulated it underneath the first one and tucked it under so that you wouldn't see the rubber band as well. Okay, so now for the sides. Whenever you're doing this, I like to take the top, the bottom braids. The back braids always are on the bottom because you want the side braids to be on the top. That way you can see the pretty formation of the braid. And it's easier to tuck in. And at this point, all I've really used is 5 bobby pins, and it's not going anywhere. It's pretty secure. Okay, so I have the top one. In. I'm just using my same technique with my bobby pins. And it's definitely keeping everything secure and everything's nice and neat. You don't have any things popping out from where they're not supposed to. Another reason why it's always easier when you use your bobby pins the right way. I'm going to put one more right here. And voila! Beautiful 4-strand braid. Nice and simple. She's going to have her hair back out of her face. You don't have to worry about putting your hair in a ponytail. Definitely more stylish for the summer. Definitely something a lot better for her if she wants to go out and have fun.